We have the thumbs up. It is 6:17. I will call this meeting to order. If everyone will please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, remove your hats. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Yana, we'll have a roll call, please.
Catherine Solon.
Here.
Abby Maddock.
Here.
Dr. Bardo. Bobby Braun. Jill Maddock Nelson.
Here.
Kristen Mattmiller. Scott Peterson.
Here.
J.D. Schrader. Danny Pyatt.
Here. Okay, we have a quorum of the board present and accounted for. Before we start any business of the meeting tonight, I would like to take a moment of silence in honor and memory of Angel Zimmerman. Most of you know that she was a former board member of the Unified School District of Antigo, and I think it'd be very appropriate for us just to honor her tonight in this meeting by a moment of silence, please. Thank you. Okay, thank you so much. Angel was a wonderful asset to the board, the time that she served on here on this board, and I appreciate all of her wisdom that she brought to this board, and she's going to be greatly missed by our community, that's for sure. Number 2, citizens and delegations. Letter A, student representative report. Ashley, I'm sorry I didn't get to meet you last month. I was absent, but it's nice to meet you, and you've got the mic. Let's check that mic to see if it's on, Mrs. Moore.
I don't think it is.
Get it a little closer to you.
Minute stand. All right.
Thank you.
So, for our club updates, Captain Poultry is starting on November 18th through 21st, and we're collecting canned goods for our building pantries, and then having others vote for $1 vote during lunch on choosing a staff to pie during the assembly. That money will be donated to the local pantry. The Raise Your Voice Club celebrated World Kindness Week with advisory door decorating contests, ducking lockers, and notes of kindness throughout the week. 22 doors were decorated and were amazing. For sports updates, our very own athletics and activities director, Mr. Schofield, was awarded the Athletic Director of the Year award in Wisconsin Dells recently. Good for him. Firstly, we're going to give congratulations to Shepard Snyder for representing Antigo at the 2025 Divisions II State Boys Cross Country Championship. Out of 152 runners, Shepard was one of only 14 freshmen to qualify, and he completed the challenging course at Ridges Golf Course in Wisconsin Rapids with a time of 19 minutes and 23 seconds. We also celebrate Holland Tainter, who earned 2 state podium finishes at the Division II Girls State Swim Meet last Friday. Holland placed 5th in the 50 freestyle and set a new school record in the 100 backstroke, finishing 4th in the state. Winter sports are officially underway, and our girls basketball team will have a special opportunity tomorrow tonight to play on the Court of Dreams in Oshkosh, home to the Milwaukee Herd, the G League affiliate of the Milwaukee Bucks, against Marinette at 6 p.m. We wish the team the best of luck. Our coaches, student athletes, and families are excited for the season ahead and look forward to continuing to represent Antigo with pride. Right. Next, we have our field trips. Mrs. Domke and 8 FFA members attended the National FFA Conference in Indianapolis the week of October 27th. FFA members toured Case IH Factory in Racine, the NCAA Hall of Fame Museum in Indianapolis, and I'm going to say this wrong, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys, I don't know how to pronounce this. Umberger. Oh, thank you. Umberger Feeds in Franklin. They also listened to Eric Jackson as the keynote speaker, as well as attended Mary Schreiber, the Central Region Vice President keynote address, who is from Wisconsin. FFA members also met with many business partners and explored career opportunities in the College and Career Expo. To kick off November, Mrs. Donkey and 9 FFA members attended a leadership conference in Wisconsin Dells that focused on freshmen creating their mission in FFA, and juniors and seniors striving to have an impact on their communities and FFA members throughout FFA. The GNC concert is going to be hosted in Mosney. That was last Saturday. Select members of Canto Voce and select members of Wind Ensemble went to Mosney High School to prepare and perform high-level music with professional clinicians as a part of the Great Northern Conference Choir and Honors Band. General high school updates include first quarter grades are in, and there are 247 less D's and F's at the end of first quarter this year compared to last year. Quarter 2 has 45 fewer students in an academic win, trans, math, or language than quarter 1. Our first quarter out-of-school suspensions are half the amount they were last year. Last year, we had 39 with 15 repeat offenders. This year, we had 20 with only 2 repeat offenders. We celebrated World Kindness Day, and 22 doors were decorated throughout the building. The winning door was Rule 145. Also, we ducked all student lockers the night before Kindness Day. Positive notes were also filled out by students to individuals whose kindness impacted them. Over 200 cards were done. On November 3rd, seniors held Senior Gift Day. The career fair was held on November 6th. 47 vendors were in attendance. We hosted 3 schools. It had a massive success rate with lots of positive feedback from students and suggestions as well for next year. The vendors who participated also had positive things to say as well. November 17th is a staff development day, and Solution Tree will be here to work with teachers. Students with high honors will be getting freeze pops at lunch on November 19th. 74 students achieved high honors, 185 achieved honors, and 57 students achieved B honors. On Monday, October 20th, Evan Retzlaff of the Wisconsin FFA Section 8 State Officer offered workshops about FFA and SAE in all Mrs. Donkey's ag courses. That evening, Antigo FFA held a joint meeting with Antigo FFA alumni and supporters along with their families to kick off the school year. And that's all I got. All right. Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, letter B, we have recognition. I will turn it over to Mrs. Oginski.
As I call you forward, please wait after you get your certificate so that you can have a photo opportunity with our board president, Mr. Pyatt. First, we would like to recognize Tom Schofield. He was awarded the Region 2 Athletic Director of the Year. Tom was awarded this based on his presence in the community and within our schools. We are very proud to recognize Tom for his hard work and dedication to the Unified School District of Antigo students and activities. We are proud to have him leading our Red Robins. Please come forward, Mr. Schofield. Thanks, Tom.
Congratulations.
Okay, up next, we would like to recognize Mr. Sawyer Copleen. Sawyer is our 5th through 8th grade physical education teacher at Antigo Middle School. He recently shared his expertise at the Wisconsin Health and Physical Education State Convention, leading 3 dynamic sessions focused on professional growth, innovative instruction, and educator collaboration. He's a 24 UW Eau Claire graduate. Copleen has already presented at numerous state and national conferences, earning recognition for his energy and commitment to advancing physical education. His passion for teaching and mentoring fellow educators continues to make a lasting impact on both students and the broader PE community. We are very lucky to have Sawyer as an Antigo teacher and a Red Robin. Congratulations, Sawyer. Up next, we have some recognitions for the Veterans Day program that was presented at the Antigo Middle School. For our students, when you come forward, Mr. Pyatt also has shell casings from the 21 gun salute that he will also issue to you as well as your certificate, and we'll get a group photo with all of you. First, we have Sabrina Hinkey. She sang the Star Spangled Banner and read a poem. Please come forward, Sabrina. Up next, Up next, we have Maya Anderson Gambeck. She also sang the Star Spangled Banner, read a poem, and had her veteran art selected for the cover of our program. Please come forward, Maya. Is she here? No? Okay. Next, we have Ruby Husnick. She sang the Star Spangled Banner. Please come forward, Ruby. Marquay Spencer and Brielle Schrader also led our Pledge of Allegiance. Please come forward, Marquay and Brielle. Darla Hollop and Angelica Hinkie had their veteran art selected for our program. Please come forward, Darla and Angelica. Up next, we had Liliana Greasy, who played taps and did an exceptional job. Please come forward, Liliana. You want to get a group picture with all of them together, of the students?
Moms and dads get a picture too. Board members, won't you stand up and get behind the kids?
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair. Well, I didn't want to be in the,
Yeah. Photo bomb.
yeah.
Can you get us all?
Perfect. All right.
We got paparazzi out there.
Up next, we have some staff we would like to recognize for their dedication and hard work to the Veterans Program. First, we have Ms. Tammy Molina, who directed our 7th and 8th grade band. And I'm not sure if Mrs. Molina could be with us tonight or not. Next, we have Todd Meyer. He was our Veterans Day guest speaker. I don't think Todd is here. Nathan Meyer for setting up all the sound and video and for taping the event. Please come forward, Nathan. We also have Jessica Kopetsky because she helped organize the event and for creating the program. Please come forward, Jessica.
Thank you for your hard work.
And then we have Miss Heather McCann Strubing. Her hard work and effort in making sure the Veterans Day program is always a success is very appreciated. Heather always goes above and beyond expectations in her role as the Antigo Middle School principal. It is an honor to recognize Heather for all she does. Please come forward, Heather. Yep. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Okay, up next we have Miss Shalyn Domke, Mr. Jeremy Doucette, Betsy Neufeld, and Alicia Resch. We would like to acknowledge the time and effort these staff members have invested in organizing our career fair at the high school. Their work is creating meaningful opportunities for our students, and it is genuinely appreciated. They've spent hours coordinating with local businesses, managing logistics, and collaborating with neighboring districts to ensure that their students could attend. Their dedication is making a real difference. Thank you to all of you. Very good. Thanks. Next, we would like to recognize Miss Melissa Gerke. Melissa is our district reading specialist. Her dedicated work with Act 20 supported and created the implementation for all elementary reading plans to ensure that the Antigo School District met compliance of the Act 20 expectations. She planned and presented professional development around data and interventions to support students, grades 4K through 12. Our RTI system is better now that Mrs. Gerke is with us, helping to support these efforts. Congratulations. Next, we would like to recognize Ms. Donna Krieger. Donna consistently goes above and beyond in supporting instructional technology across the district. She is a true team player, always willing to assist others beyond her defined roles and responsibilities to ensure every student has the opportunities to succeed. Through her dedication to the USDA program, her work with the library clerks, and her engaging digital citizenship lessons, Donna empowers students to navigate the online world responsibly, safely, and creatively. Her commitment to innovation and student growth makes her an invaluable asset to our school community, along with all of the hard work she put into creating and having a successful approved library plan as well. Thank you, Donna. And last but certainly not least, next we would like to recognize Ms. Amy Stutzream. I am proud to recognize Ms. Stutzream for outstanding work in securing the Immigrant Children and Youth Grant by clearly demonstrating a significant increase of over 25% in the number of immigrant students served compared to the previous two-year average. Through her leadership, the grant proposal emphasized the need for enhanced academic and language instructional services, and outlined a comprehensive plan to support immigrant students and their families. Her proposal strategically prioritized family literacy, parent outreach, and training essential instructional services, and the recruitment of specially trained personnel, ensuring that the unique needs of immigrant children, youth, and their families within the school district are fully addressed. For her hard work and effort, we were awarded an additional $10,000. Thank you, Ms. Stutzream.
Let's give all of these another round of applause, please. Thank you. Okay, letter C, public comment. Nobody signed for public comment. All right, number 3, consent agenda, letter A, approval of agenda, minutes, request for overnight travel, and financial reports. I will be looking for a motion, please.
I move the board approve the agenda and minutes from the October 20th, 2025 Board of Education meeting, annual budget hearing and special called board meeting minutes, request for overnight travel, financial reports for October 2025 and November 2025, consideration of current bills, checks numbers 9315 through 9374 in the amount of $73,412.97. ACHs and then numbers 252600160 through 252600569 in the amount of $902,093.44, and wire transfers in the amount of $31,109.42 for a total of $1,006,615.83.
Motion has been made by Jill. Would you like to speak to your motion?
No.
Are there any questions or discussion of the motion on the floor? Hearing no questions or discussion of the motion on the floor, the voting device is now open. Would anyone like to change their vote? The vote is now closed. And the motion passes. Number 4, administration reports. I will turn this portion of the meeting over to Mrs. Ojenski.
Item A, Director of Business Services, Mrs. Fossbender is present, and her topic summary sheet is attached if there are any questions. Item B, Director of Pupil Services and Special Education, Ms. Wagner is present, and her topic summary sheet is attached if there are any questions. Item C, Director of Buildings and Grounds. The topic summary sheet is attached, and Mr. Leiterman is present if there are any questions.
I don't have a question, I just have a statement or appreciation that it was included in here, Mr. Leiterman, of receiving a few inquiries about the possible purchase of the property, but no official offers at this time, thus demonstrating that that's ongoing engagement with the community, and that you'll follow up and maintain discussions with anybody that has serious interest, but that there has not been any official offers. So thank you for including that.
I also appreciate that you've gotten a lot of this done prior to the next Buildings and Grounds meeting, so we can discuss it.
Sooner the better, right, Jake? Yes. I mean, because it does cost us money to keep it open, keep the building,
We're choking it down and preparing it.
so we got to do something with it.
That's the goal, but yeah, there's a
So, I think these guys we've been talking to know there's a little sense of urgency on our part, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Item D, Director of Technology, Mrs. Mushak is available virtually, and her topic summary sheet is attached if there are any questions. Item E, Director of Curriculum and Instruction, Ms. Stutzream's topic summary sheet is attached, and I ask that she come down and give a quick synopsis of the current school report card data that was just released.
This is great news. I'm glad you're doing this.
Synopsis, because we will be,
We have a data dig where we're going to focus on all things data for December 1st, special board meeting.
thank you.
Yes.
Yes, so on December 1st, we'll go through more of the details around any changes to the state report card, walk through the importance of each portion of the state report card. Can you hear me?
Not really.
It's on now. I got it. That's okay. I mean, I can still talk. I can talk pretty loud. Okay. So we'll go over some of those components of the state report card so that everyone's clear and understands how we come to those determinations as a state. But I wanted to uplift tonight, because we had a board meeting, the great growth that we're seeing in our students and the achievement and the growth across the whole district. So just some highlights that East Elementary had a change of 5.3 increase, which is wonderful. When you're already significantly exceeding, or you're exceeding those expectations, it's harder to make that growth, so I want to point that out. I know East Elementary teachers, I spoke with them today, they were like, thanks for always saying that, just because if you're not in the data as much, it doesn't look like as much of a gain, but it is because they were already at the significantly exceeds mark. So moving that 5.3 was incredible, and they were really proud of themselves, and they had a lot of students who moved into the advanced category, rather than just from basic or below basic to that proficient. North Elementary went up 8.8. I know they worked incredibly hard to turn that school and make sure that instruction was the main focus, so that's wonderful. West Elementary, the same, they went up 10.9, and I know the structures and the instructional coaching and the work that the teachers were doing to align with the standards, all that hard work definitely pays off. At the elementary level, we know we just take it in the third grade, so last year, third grade was the only year that took it. However, this year we'll have third and fourth grade at North, but I tell all the elementary teachers, it's all of our scores. So our 4KK 1, 2, they lay the foundational work, so when we say it's not just upon the shoulders of our third grade teachers, it's upon all the elementary teachers who put in that great work and lay those foundational skills, so when they get to third grade, they can make those great achievement scores. Middle school is at 81.2. It's a shining light in our district and went up again, another 8.6, which is huge. It's a high-achieving school now. The work that they're doing this year is even better than last year, so that's really exciting as we keep moving forward. And some of these scores, we're just looking at how do we grow and make them increase each year. Our high school went up 1.0, and they're sitting at 59.3. I believe the work that we're doing, eighth grade not being there, the work that they're doing with Solution Tree. I was just talking to Ms. Borneman today, and we had Solution Tree come here today on our professional development. I said, we've never spoken at the high school how we're speaking about instruction now. The hard work of the teachers, we had a whole day of writing and rubrics, and everyone's putting in the work, and I think that's incredibly exciting. So we're excited about the 1.0 gain, which means we moved in the right direction, but we know we have more work to do, and I think the staff is doing that work across the board. So that's really exciting. We moved up in our ranking, as they do out of 420 districts. They always rank the schools based on the district report card. We have moved up in that, and I put a graph on here as well. I do that each year so we can kind of see. It's always good to know where we are in comparison to the districts around us, because it's one of the things that our families look at when they're looking at where do I want to move, where do I want to enroll my students. They bring up that state report card. It is one kind of data point that we look at as a team, but it is also a very important data point. So it's a great celebration for us. I actually got to meet with all the curriculum directors in the area on Thursday, and so obviously the state report card comes up. We have a healthy competition between us, and we say we want everyone to succeed. We want all districts around here to do well, because that's good for kids, but we want Antigo to be the best, and so all the districts are well aware, but like they said, it was a healthy competition around, we want all of our kids to do well in this area, and get the education that they deserve, and our families as well. So more to come at the December 1st board meeting, where we're going to dive deeper into that, and along with our Ames Web local data, and to make sure that everyone understands any changes made on the state report card for this school year. Okay? Any questions?
Yeah, I know you've addressed this before, but I get a lot of, what do you say to the people who say the test scores are watered down, or, the
Like watered-
change? How do you?
How they changed the cut, the
Yeah.
proficiency? I guess it's because they do it based on all the students. And so that's what I say is in Wisconsin, it's comparable based on all the students and the same evaluation for all the school districts. So even if we say, okay, it went down, it kind of went down for everyone then, so we're still comparable to the other districts, so we know where we are. It's kind of like with the Ames Web data that we take. We know the cut scores have changed. Just because they haven't changed them in so many years, it doesn't mean they went down. They just now have normed them. So it looks like they went down, but here in Antigo, we're still going to keep that 40th percentile. So like I said, it's one piece of data for us. It's a great celebration for Antigo and our staff and our kids and our families. We know where we want to improve, but I think with data, like I've always said, you can make it look however you want, right? You can say, oh, well, it's just one data point, we shouldn't have much weight in it. But I think one really great thing about Antigo, since I've been here, is we take data where it is. When we were at the bottom of the state, we said where we were, we knew where we were. There's no excuses around it. We didn't try to say that the test was not valid, and we knew where we were, and we knew systems had to change in order to grow it. We've made those changes, our teachers have made those changes, which we are, we as administrators are so lucky that teachers are putting in the work and doing what they do, because these scores reflect their work. But I think that's kind of how I would answer that. Depending on how people are doing, how they're normed, how, they're compared across other districts, I think you could,
Same test for everybody.
same test for everyone. Yep, everyone takes the same test, the same forward test, the same DLM, the same pre-ACT, ACT, yep, across all districts.
And you've been very open and transparent way back when the changes were being implemented of what that was going to mean and how we were going to do things, and that our standards are not going down. We are maintaining an above average standard for our students, and that shows.
Yeah, and we don't just celebrate when they're up, right? This is a great celebration. It's not where we want to be, because if we're not number one, I'm going to be honest, it's never where we want to be. But we're making growth towards that, and that number one spot is looking even more like a possibility for Antigo. But we also make sure that we know when we have scores that we need to change, we address that, and we say that's where we are. I think we've always been like that in Antigo, which I appreciate, because there's no fluff, there's no trying to make something look better. When we were at the bottom, we were at the bottom for a reason. We knew it. What do we need to do to change? We do those changes, and we make it better. Okay?
Yeah, thank you.
We look forward to December the 1st to
Me
dive
as well.
deep into all of that data.
Yes, very excited.
I want to express my gratitude to our administration, building administration, current and past, because past will also play a role in our results too here, and staff. This is exceptional. We continue to build on our successes. We were, like you said, at the bottom of the state. I would like you to share what our current number is.
We're at 263.
263 out of 420, and again, within 3 years ago, we were at the bottom of the state.
Yep.
So that's significant progress with the work being done in the classrooms. So I really want to ensure that staff hear our appreciation as a board, because that's where the results, it's implemented, or it's directed from the top, it's implemented across the board there, and our results are showing that. And then I just want to take an opportunity, because I think our district has had a lot of big, I don't want to say hits, but negativity over the past year, 2 years. Our district report card, if those watching now or later online are not pulling up the attachment, I'm just going to list the area schools that fall below us on the state report card, which would include Merrill, Rhinelander, Crandon, Shawano, Wittenberg, Burnwood, Tigerton, White Lake, and Wausau. So that's exceptional. Thank you very much for all the hard work that you guys are doing.
Yeah, and we'll make sure the teachers know. I talked to the elementary, and we've written some emails, and we're going to do some things for the staff. But when I talk to other districts, you know, one really great aspect of Anago, and I could name a lot, but was that our teachers are willing to do the work, right? Everything you throw at them, solution tree, hey, we have the new resource, hey, you have a new resource in a new classroom at a new grade level. Even though it was stressful at times for them, they did it. They did it and they put in the work, and it's nice for them to see their hard work paying off. Jumping 122 districts in 2 years is not normal, and it's because of the work and their willingness to try new things. Like I said, put in the work, stick to a resource, be in a system, and speak the same language. And so I think that our staff has done that. I'm really proud of them. They don't need to hear it from me, but I will still say it, that I'm really proud of the work that they're doing, and they should be proud of themselves moving forward.
And we're what, within like 2 points of exceeding expectations? Isn't we at like 68 point something?
Yeah, if we were a little bit higher, we would have passed a bunch more districts on the ranking. But I can figure out where we are
I think,
kind
I
of in the,
thought the lowest exceeding school had 71.6.
yeah. So we're
So
real
we're really
close.
close.
We're very close, yep.
Yeah, which is exciting, and I think not that I'm foreseeing the future, but I see the work firsthand that people are doing, and like I said, the high school is on a whole new playing field right now. The work that they're doing, like I said, the middle school, even though they're already at 82 point whatever, they're doing a lot around the intervention and the enrichment and pushing kids even higher. Our elementary is doing phenomenal work in the 2 buildings around standards and making sure they're using the resource and following it and having those data conversations during PLC that, for me, if those things continue, we just see that success climb. 71 is the exceeds. Thanks, Cal. So put that on your radar.
Pretty good.
Next year.
Well, and I think it's like a lot of, like losing weight, the first 20 pounds are pretty easy. So now any gains we make are really going to be maybe harder.
Yep.
But also just more important. Because you are getting closer to the top each time you move.
Yeah, and when you look at the data, there's always students who are not proficient, and that doesn't weigh easily on us, I think, as educators. So, like I said, if we're not at that 100%, we're never going to stop looking for that, because every kid deserves that, and every family deserves that too, so. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I've encouraged everybody to come with all your questions on that December the 1st meeting, because it's going to be a great night of celebrating all the successes of the students.
So quickly, I have my superintendent report. The first item was, again, sharing out about being able to attend Tom's recognition in the Dells, and I linked a picture of Tom and his family and some of our admin team that were able to join him to attend the ceremony. And again, the recognition for Ms. Stutzream for the $10,000 grant. During the last week of October, I met with some of our building admin assistants to review some legal documents and requirements related to student enrollment. And it was very much needed. Lots of good questions, and I felt like people had a much clearer understanding when they left. I've had a couple of calls with questions, so it will help us to streamline our processes even more than they currently are. So that was a great opportunity to meet with them and work with them. Jake and I still continue to meet routinely with the construction team. Mrs. Fossbender also joined us from time to time, and so does our interior decorator, Sue. She also will be joining us as well. Last week, I met with the Langlade County Retired Teachers Association and provided updates on the construction progress and answered some questions. One thing that was suggested was to have a public meeting to where we could share the floor plan of the building or talk about the layout of the building. So I haven't had an opportunity to meet with Mr. Leiterman regarding things with safety and how that will look, but it would be nice if we could get something together to present to the community, because people are driving by and seeing the phenomenal work that's happening in the large building that's going up out there. So I'm sure there's something we can do within limitations and making sure that we're also adhering to safety protocols as well. There were some questions regarding the referendum language on the ballot and what all was included in that, particularly items around central office. So I'm going to be doing an update on where we currently are with the referendum and a timeline, because I think most people don't understand we have a certain period of time in which the money has to be used, and what that looks like with the contingency funds. And Jake has been working with the architects on specific plans. There's planning. We have another meeting this week in Hortonville regarding the middle school and high school, and then central office work as well. So more to come on that. And lastly, but a big thing I have, not lastly, I have one more thing after this, but it's not me, it's Mr. Sigmund. I've been meeting with a team from both North and West Elementary to develop a behavior system so that when we all convene into John H. Bradley Elementary, everyone is following the same expectations, speaking the same language, and that we're following the same system. So they met today also for a couple hours. It was great work, lots of great conversation around using that common language, and as soon as we get that finished, then we will look to include the middle school and high school so that they also are part of that same system. So, and then next I have invited Mr. Sigmund to come and speak to you all and explain the great progress that his program has made and some information regarding, we are now a testing site as well. So I'll turn it over to Mr. Sigmund.
All right, I'm Mr. Sigmund. I'm the at-risk coordinator at the high school. Part of that role is coordinating and overseeing the GETO 2 program. So if you are unfamiliar with that, it's a program that's designed for students that are 17 years or older and are at least 1 year behind credit-wise. And it's a way for them to still get to earn their high school diploma. So we all kind of know that school isn't a one-size-fits-all. Students may face trauma, mental health challenges, poverty, or they just simply learn different than what the traditional classroom can provide. Others may have just gotten off track for other reasons just along the way, but whatever reason, these students wouldn't have graduated without the GETO 2 program. Last year was our first year with the GETO 2 program. So there's a little bit of learning curve to it, but we're still able to get 17 students graduated through that program. And that means that almost 10% of last year's graduating class would not have graduated without the GETO 2 program. These students averaged 12 credits when they started, with one being as low as 4.5. In total, there were 33 students last year that were credit deficient and eligible for the program, which means that there's a very high need for this program. This year, we've continued to expand, as Ms. Oginski said, and on November 3rd, we officially opened our Pearson View testing site here at the high school. This allows for the GDO 2 students to test immediately as soon as they're ready, instead of having to wait for the availability of outside testing sites, as well as saving the district on transportation costs. Because of this, we've already graduated 4 students through this program, and I would expect 3 more by the end of this week and 3 more by Christmas break. So this group began the year with an average of 10.9 credits. Based on the progress so far, a realistic goal that I have for this year would be 25 students graduating through the program. And with 156 seniors this year, that would mean about 16% of our graduating class would be because of the GDO 2 program. We started this year with about 32 students that are credit deficient and eligible for the program. The last thing I wanted to mention is that our Pearson View testing site provides a small but steady financial benefit to the program. We receive $5 per hour for each exam that I administer. And as of last Friday, in those 2 weeks, we were able to get through 37 tests, and those tests range from 70 to 150 minutes. So it's already generated a helpful little bonus that will continue throughout the whole year. Any questions?
I appreciate that you put in the percentage of the graduating class. I think that just adds a different perspective. I appreciate the work that you put into this. It's clearly a need. You've demonstrated that by sharing the data of the average credits of the students coming into the program. There's one other point I was going to make, and I forgot what it was. Aside from, I know the testing site is a really big deal, so congratulations on that. That's probably a lot of work on the back end. And when we reduce barriers to student success and outcomes, like, we're all winning, and that was a barrier. So thank you for all the hard work that likely was required behind the scenes to make that happen.
Thank you.
Yeah, good job. I don't think there's any way you can measure the money that the society saves after high school with these people because of their diploma. I mean, so many of these guys would just fall by the wayside and not even have a chance. So kudos to you guys.
Thank you. I know that, as every other senior has to, they have to present a senior portfolio, and part of that is a personal statement. And reading the personal statements of these students it's a really eye-opening experience. I mean, they talk about their time in mental health facilities, or their issues with disabled parents, or just all kinds of different things where they talk about how they just had no realistic way to graduate, and they were able to kind of turn it around and feel proud of themselves for it. So.
And not by lowering standards, by providing them an opportunity to learn in a learning style that fits their needs.
Right, absolutely. I mean, the GED tests that they take, that we use, they're very difficult. They're normed so that 40% of actual graduating seniors would actually fail the test. So they're not easy. It takes a lot of work for them to get through the program.
Yeah, I was going to say, a lot of these guys should be glad they don't have to take it.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Scott. You did a great job.
Number 5, board action. Letter A, consideration to approve early graduation update. I will be looking for a motion.
I move to approve the 35 students who have applied for early graduation pending the completion of their graduation requirements.
Motion has been made by Catherine. Would you like to speak to your motion?
No.
Are there any questions or discussion of the motion on the floor?
I believe this would usually come to a committee first. We did not have a committee meeting this month. This would be if I recall, I didn't look back, so correct me if I'm wrong, the appropriate time that it would come before the board. So timing
Absolutely,
in the
yes.
school year is consistent. So although we didn't have the committee meeting earlier in the
Yes.
month, the timing for this to come to the full board is consistent with our practice.
Per board policy, students need to have applications in if they're graduating a semester early by October 1st, and if they're graduating a year early by December 1st. So last year, we brought it this month, and then we brought a recap again in January because we do have the JITO students in here. So it's not a perfect number in case, for some reason, they don't pass all of their tests, which is a reality, and then they just roll over into the next semester. So typically, yep, you should see it about this month, every year, and then probably another recap in January.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions or discussion of the motion on the floor?
Is this about the same amount of students that graduated early? Like, is it consistent?
I believe it's less than last year. You know, last year, one of the things that we noticed is the credit deficient students that we really tried to put through, especially students who had an IEP. We saw there was a large number with that, and I believe, and I'm pulling this from my memory, so give me a break, but I think our graduation rate of students with IEPs went up 12% this year because of the hard work we put in. So we're seeing a reduction in need for some of the ALTA and JITO programs, but not to the point where we need to get rid of them, to the point where we are becoming average. So that when we have a junior come in with 12 credits because they've been in 3 different schools, we don't have to say, you're on the waiting list. And that's where we want to be. So we're getting back to like a good baseline.
Awesome. Thank you.
Are there any other questions of the motion on the floor? Okay, hearing none, the voting device is now open. Would anyone like to change their vote? The vote is now closed, and the motion passes. Letter B, consideration to approve the 2026-2027 course catalog. I will be looking for a motion, please.
I move to approve the recommended updates to the Antigo High School course catalog as presented.
Motion has been made by Jill. Would you like to speak to your motion?
I would like to ask Ms. Boardman to speak to it. Again, this would have gone to committee. We didn't have committee, and I think there's some timeliness or best practice to that. Brought it forth so that we didn't prolong when it would come to the full board for a vote. So I'm just going to hand it off to Ms. Boardman to share any highlights or factors or
Yeah.
things to point out.
So we want to get back on a regular schedule of how you build a high school schedule. And what that starts with is your courses. So your courses should be coming to the board about this time for the next school year so that we can build those out. You should have your school calendar then, should be the next thing coming to the board because all of those pieces need to be put in before high schoolers can select their schedule, which should happen at the end of January, very early February. So we can have all of that built before we go to summer vacation. Like, all of that should be done before June hits. And then you get all of the kids who are coming in and out, and you're covering that over summer, so that it's not a mad rush in August to we don't have schedules done, and it's open house. I feel like we did a pretty good job of having schedules done this year, but we did work on a very crunched timeline. And so we're trying to just bring that back so it's a reasonable workload for all of our staff to be able to time that out throughout the year. So typically, you should see a course catalog coming about this time. Now, I'm going to be really transparent. We cannot, so we don't get to dictate what the higher education board decides dual credit teachers are certified. So you might see a change in that, right, depending on what our staffing is and what students request. Our goal is to offer as many dual credit courses as possible. Our goal is also to offer as many AP courses as possible. I know there's a rumor out there right now that we're not offering AP Calc, but I believe that's being taught first hour, so if we're not offering that, I'm not sure which class I was in the other day. So just, we are trying to bring more classes to our students and give them more opportunities. You'll also see some courses are listed as every other year courses, and some courses are offered every year, but if there's not enough students interested in that course, we're either going to look through some of our relationships with NTC or WVS to be able to offer that to a small amount of students, or we're going to wait and say, okay, next year we're going to offer this so we have a bigger amount of students. This year, the big changes in the course description book are advanced biology does not feel like they have enough time to get through everything in a semester, so they would like to make that a year-long course with some of their new curricular material because they feel like they could really bulk that up. So that's a big class that was offered. And then there's 2 new offerings for the ag department, ag outdoor recreation, which would come with different certifications that Ms. Domke would be able to then teach them. And she's here to talk about that if you're interested in what exactly those certifications are or any more of that information. The proposal is also linked. And then intro into ag processing, which is kind of a fun need in our community, right? Like, so what actually happens when you're processing? What happens with your meat or with your vegetables? The other course that is offered in here is Word, Excel, and PowerPoint Level 1. One of the things that Mrs. Romsky has heard throughout the year so far is why don't we offer any of those computer courses? And she's able to, so she put that in the course catalog. And then combining sports, entertainment, marketing with food label packaging. So she would pair with a culinary teacher, and they would each have a set of students. She would teach the marketing side of that. The culinary teacher would teach, like, if I go into Lambeau and go to the concession stand and I'm buying a chili dog, how is that being packaged? How is that being promoted? How is that being labeled? And then they would swap. So kind of some cool offerings. Hopefully we can get kids to buy into them. And then we'll see what shows up at the master schedule. But really, it's truly about student interest and what they really would like going forward.
I have to ask because
Yeah.
it hurts my heart a little bit. That Spanish is not offered. Are we not, I mean, I know we have a statewide shortage, and a lot of Spanish teachers are not practicing anymore in that field, but are we giving up on looking for?
No, we're not giving up on looking
Okay.
for a Spanish teacher.
So
If
if
you
we
know one,
find-
I will take them. Because we have WVS right now, which is online. It
Okay.
is what it is. But we only, like, it's by semester. So say
Okay.
so we found somebody for
Okay.
second semester, we could absolutely have in-person Spanish. So far, it is not great out there looking for
I
a
know.
Spanish teacher, to be totally honest.
Absolutely know that.
And I would rather, I don't know, I guess a lot of people are wanting to work virtually, and that's just kind of where we are, unfortunately.
I also want to give a huge shout out to Shalyn because, well, she got recognized tonight for doing awesome things. And these classes that she has come up with are amazing. They're just so out of the box and fun. So I'm excited for our kids to be able to take them.
I will echo that. The course descriptions are exceptional. I actually apologize ahead that I didn't have an opportunity to really review them. These are awesome. It's tailored to interests of students, which is what we're striving for, and also like the community as a whole. So super awesome. Thank you for doing this. Very creative, very student-centered.
And they are all from teachers. They were all grassroots things that they have heard students wanting, that they are trying to meet that need.
Are there any other questions for the course catalog? Okay, then, we will open the vote at this time. Thank you, Mrs. Borneman, for your presentation.
Thank you.
Would anyone like to change their vote? Vote is now closed, and the motion carries. Letter C, consideration to approve the report of donations. I will be looking for a motion, please.
Motion to approve the following donations. Patty Levis, care of Julie Strong Memorial, donated $2,000 to the high school gymnastics and $1,000 to middle school track. And Go Tater Trot donated $1,500 to the boys and girls high school cross-country teams, $500 high school art club, $500 middle school athletics, $1,500 high school boys and girls track team, $500 elementary track and field. Aspires Health donated $1,000 for the Raise Your Voice program. Antigo Rec Foundation, Antigo Swim Club, $36,875 for the timing system video system.
Motion has been made by Abby. Would you like to speak to your motion?
No, just thank you.
Any other questions or discussion of the motion on the floor?
Appreciation to the generous donors. I mean, $45,000 is exceptional. So thank you for that.
Absolutely. All right, hearing no other questions or discussion, the voting device is now open. Would anyone like to change their vote? The vote is now closed, and the motion carries. Our next Board of Education meeting will be December the 15th, 2025, 6:15 here in this room. I will entertain a motion for adjournment.
So So moved.
Motion's been made by Catherine to adjourn. Any discussion of the motion on the floor? All in favor of adjourning, let it be known by saying aye.
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 Any opposed, let it be known by saying aye. And this meeting is now adjourned.